Howdy, y'all. I'm Jace, and I am a sex addict. This is Sex Life, where we talk about sex and we talk about life because they are interconnected. We do so openly, honestly, and without any judgment or shame. This week's question is not as unusual as y'all might think. The question said, I am older and still a virgin. Is that unhealthy? No, is the honest answer. There isn't a right time or age or period of life that is better or more appropriate to step into that union that happens when two or more people have sex, or even with yourself. There's a special situation going on there. With sex or with any other area of life, we've got to be true to ourselves. And it looks different for every single one of us. There's a lot of pressure for especially men, though women do experience it as well, where if you haven't had a sexual interaction by, this age, then there's something wrong with you. That's so lame. That's super whack. That's just this same thing of trying to put us all in one box. Y'all, we don't fit in one box. If we all fit in one box, it will be super boring and it would be very crowded in there. That would be whack. We don't want to be in the same box. Who cares what age you lose your virginity at if it's true to you? I have a friend who is much older than the time that people say, you're supposed to have sex. But for her, it's a really special thing. It's a very deep thing, and it is a spiritual union that she understands it to be. That's not something she wants to share with just anybody. I respect that. She's being true to herself. Yeah, she gets made fun of sometimes. She's pretty open about it. And she gets pushed. You should be dating. You should be doing this. You should be doing this. Should is my least favorite word in the entire English language. What does it even mean? It means like, if you're not doing this, I'm judging you. Well, fuck you. Like, who are you to speak about my path? I'm doing me. It looks different than you. That's what it's supposed to do. Like, that's totally fine. So it's not unhealthy. Your penis isn't going to fall off, or, your vagina's not going to dry up. It's not going to be dust down there when someone finally finds it. Those things are silly. I'll tell you the opposite side of this, where I was very free with who I opened myself up to sexually. And that has been a detriment to me. Not just because of the health risks that I put myself in, but there was a lot of emotional stuff tied up in that I can't come back from. I can't get those things back. It affected my respect, my self-worth. It created this huge mountain for me to climb now that I am being true to myself. So, to each their own, I say. I've also learned, and, again, to each their own, like, whatever you feel about this is totally fine so long as it's true to you. I believe that when we engage with someone sexually, it is access. It opens a portal between the physical world and the higher realm, the spiritual world. It's like a key that opens up this line, this channel between our world that we know and then that other world of the unknown. That's a pretty big deal. I don't know. I do know. I don't want to do that with just anybody. I don't want to be pressured to do it. I don't want to do it when I don't want to. When I don't feel safe, when I don't trust the situation, when I'm not feeling it, when the energy's weird. I don't want to open up such a powerful channel just nonchalantly. I also think, and I don't know how many years it'll be before science puts any money or resources towards this. But I think that when we engage with someone sexually, which is that link between human and spiritual, I think that we create a bond with that person. Part of our lifeline, our life string connects with that person and always will. And I think it adds, all of these lines with all of these people. I think we give a little bit of ourselves away when we do that. I've given a lot of myself away. I got a lot of lines coming out of me. And for who? A lot of strangers I didn't know, people who were weird, people who treated me poorly, some really cool people, some people I still know and love, right? So it's not all bad. I'm not saying that. And I know you all have heard me speak on here before that I've had really lovely encounters that have just happened one time, and I don't know the person's last name. I don't even know their first name, right? So it's not one-sided, but I think that there's a bigger weight, there's a depth to sexual engagement that isn't really talked about, isn't widely accepted, gets convoluted in the church, if I dare say, and otherwise is looked down upon. We can talk about where that comes from and what led up to where we're at right now, but that's how I feel. That's my truth. For me, that's how I'm showing up in the world. I recognize yours might be different, and that's really cool too. But the short answer is, if you're not feeling it, maybe the right opportunity just hasn't shown up. Maybe you really want to have sex and it just hasn't happened. That's okay too. You're not unhealthy. You're not weird. Not a loser. Not going to lose your appendage or any other negative consequences. I'd just say keep doing your personal work to make sure that you have an excess of time, love, respect, all of these things that you'll share with another person when that opportunity arises. You have to have more than enough in order to give it to someone else. So focus on filling up your cup to the very top, overflowing your pitcher so that you're able to give away the excess, and just make sure that you have those qualities you want in someone else. And you'll be ready when it happens. And it'll probably be super cool. It might be kind of weird. It might be underwhelming. I've heard that as well from folks. It'll be yours. It'll be your unique experience, special for you. And that's going to be really cool. So I encourage you to keep on keeping on, doing you just the way you're doing it. It's the only way we can. Thank you very much for that question. If you have a question you would like answered, you can reach me at jacedowney.com. If you or someone you know is struggling with sex addiction or any addiction, you can find more information and resources in the description of this video. As always, until I see you next time, stay curious.